Hi everyone. So I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. And today I'm doing a reading on net neutrality and the repeal of net neutrality because the vote is happening on December the 14th. And it's so funny, I finally got one of those little microphones like here. And I feel like there's something missing, but I guess it's working. I'm sure it's working. I tested. Anyway, so I changed the format again just a little bit. I just added a different spread, so you'll see. I wanted to find out specific dates, what's going to happen on a certain date, so I just organized it. You see that I have text next to the cards, but it's just that I want to know what's going to happen. What will the picture look like on this particular days? Okay, and you'll see that I think the reading is positive for us. It looks like there's a strong possibility that it could not pass. Okay, so there's two different screens. One, the first part and the second part. But anyway, it's very easy to follow. I just wanted to give you an introduction. All right? Okay, thanks for watching. I'm going to get started on the video. So, net neutrality. And you can see on the first that this reading has 3 rows, and the first row represents today's date. Well, I guess I did this yesterday. Today is the 25th. But anyway, so you could see that that's the beginning, okay, the 24th. And then we have, at the bottom row, we have December 14th and December 31st. And in the middle, we have between now and then, okay. So the purpose of this was to find out what is going to happen, obviously, right, between now and then. Because there's so much pressure, I would say, well, I think everybody wants it to stay the way it is because you just can't justify it being positive. There's no way it's going to be positive for us. So instead of, sometimes I feel like I look at the future. I do readings mostly on specific people, but when you do readings on events like this, I started thinking it's best to not necessarily do a timeline like I've done for every month, but in terms of an actual date, what is going to happen on X date. And I think the secret for this is really to organize the spread, to really think critically before you do it, and to think about, okay, what do you want to know about date X and date Y? Okay, so I chose this 14th obviously because of the date of the vote, and the 31st because it's the last day of the year. So what if something could change by the end of the year? Well, who knows, right? I just wanted to know what it's going to look like, okay, by then. And so what are the events that are going to happen between now and then that are going to affect whatever outcome, okay? All right, so let's take a look at today, number 1 and 2. Number 1 and 2, we have 9 of Swords reversed, Ace of Cups, then the Anchor and the Garden. What it tells me right away is that the public, because we know that the Garden represents the society or public where people gather. So it could be online, it could be actual groups of people, parties, and so forth. But I think in that, obviously, it means online, literally, right? Online and in society at large. I think people are very worried because when the 9 of Swords is reversed, that's when they lose sleep over it. Everybody's super worried about it. And the Anchor to me tells me that they are worried that it's going to be reverted for a long time, that there's nothing they can do, okay? So Anchor Garden means permanent public, right? Permanent change to the public, and because we have the Ace of Cups underneath the Garden, to me that means people are putting their emotions in it. They really care, okay? And they're losing sleep over it, and they're really, really worried. But they care. They're putting their heart into fighting it, I think. Okay? So, when we look at what happens between now and December 14th, we have, this is looking at them, so pretty interesting. It's funny because I gave myself some time. I remember maybe I did this actually 2 days ago or something. I did the reading and I did the layout. And then I'm just doing the reading now. And in a way, it's good because you are forced to look at it again and to almost like challenge the story you had before or you thought you had before. Okay? So, but still looking at it, there's two very interesting cards that show up. And the most interesting card, I think, right in the middle, that's the only major arcana card we have, is Justice upright. So that's really, I think that's pretty significant. And next to it, another significant card, the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups, oh, it's funny, I can't change it now, but if you look it up if you're interested, right behind the rider, there's a man leaving. It's the card of leaving something behind, okay? So to me, that means that's very significant because what is the point of this vote? Is to repeal something. So they're pushing to change it. If there's a card that says leaving something behind as is, to me that means they're not going to do anything about it, okay? So that's because again, that's the answer I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for, are they going to repeal, yes or no, and how? And so just indicators of that overall, all right? Okay, so looking at 3, 4, and 5, we have first Queen of Pentacles, the ship, then we have Justice, the fox, and then we have leaving, right, Eight of Cups, and the rider. So if I look at the Lenormand storyline, that to me says some background deals related to foreign power or travel. It could also, in a way, the ship, I wonder if it could also be related to the internet in some way, because it is travel, right? In some way, it could be that. So because the fox is right above Justice, that's super interesting to me, because justice obviously means justice, but it also means karma. It means truth, essentially, right? So if I look at it this way, to me, it's saying, okay, there's a backroom deal, something hidden, some shady deal that justice is going to look at, okay? And there's news right next to this. So what I believe this is saying is that something is going to become public that's going to make them leave this behind. Okay, and let me try to think. Okay, so Queen of Pentacles to me just does not mean a woman. It just means financial. So it could be that financial deals behind the scenes are going to become news, and that will cause them to leave it behind as is, to just leave it alone. Okay. Yes, that's what, and I'm thinking, if I think of it reductively, in the sense that what is the essence of this row? And now that I've split, because the thing about Lenormand is that you tend to read things as a block, but now that I've just put it in as rows, I can't. It's not that I can't, but I have to really just look at what's in front of me, which is this row number 2, 3, 4, 5, and really that's the essence of what I'm seeing. Shady, something about travel, communications, and news. Okay, it could be, and I'm thinking to myself, could it mean that I really believe that they're going to leave it behind, and I'll tell you why. Because if we skip to December 14th and December 31st, this is why. Okay. All right, so December 14th, the day of the vote, what do we have? Sudden conversation, something from the past, and fight. Okay, so the circumstance is that people want things to remain as they are. They want things to remain as they have been in the past. So suddenly, and I've talked about this before, when people, let's say that people sign petitions or they call their congressman or whatever they do, I think that's birds, right? It's conversation. Lots of people talking, it can also, sometimes it means meetings in person. So what I think this means is that people come together, they fight, literally, because the whip is a card of pain, it's also a card of fight, right? It's like people fighting and pushing and talking and not making themselves heard, and they're fighting. What are they fighting for? They're fighting for number 7, right? That they are fighting to make things as they were in the past. And quickly, because the number, interesting, because the 8 of Wands means travel. It also means something really fast, and it means something happening very quickly. So in many ways, it could also mean, to some extent, mean the internet, but it could also mean quickly or suddenly. So I think that indicates to me that people are fighting and that things remain as they are, I think. Because you have the nostalgia card, you have the 8 of Wands, and you have the group talking, okay? And another indication of this is, very significantly, a confirmation especially of the second row between now and then, the 3 of Cups, the letter, the 4 of Pentacles, and the dog. And I just wanted to direct your attention to the card 9, which is very interesting that it's on this position. This card tends to be a little bit about, not a very popular card. I mean, it's the kind of card that basically it's about a person who does not want to take risks. It's also about keeping what you have. It's about, yes, it's not a very flattering or interesting card in particular, but it's a great card for this because it's saying you keep what you have, okay? And it has, what do we have on top of it? We have the dog, which is the good person, the good people you could trust. So in many ways, and then you have the other card that complements this really well, which is the card of public celebration. So the public, there's a letter. So to me, that means some sort of law or some news, something written related to the good people. So the good people may be able to affect this in some way. Because you see, what's the background, right? The background is people celebrating, people keeping what they have. So to me, that just means there's going to be some sort of written document that says people can keep what they have and they will celebrate. So that's what it's, in a way, that's really, this reading to me looks very, very clear. And that's what it's saying, really. I can't really add much more to it. It's saying very clearly that people are going to talk, they're going to fight, they're going to say things stay as they are. Since things will stay as they are, just the way they have been in the past, there may be, or there probably will be, some sort of legal motion to stop this for some reason, okay? The Justice card, like I said, it's the only major arcana card. So it's giving us a strong message, and it's saying that there's going to be news of someone leaving something behind. Okay? So this is going to affect the outcome. Oh, and the other thing is, I wanted to show you, I have this other, one second, I have this other part of the reading, which is 2018. So I pulled out 2018 because I wanted to know more about what is right. You never know with this administration, especially, although we think, most of us think that Trump is going to be gone. Not that it's going to be gone pretty soon. Still, we don't know. Everything is super unpredictable. So I just took the last row and put it on top. So I have December 14th, December 31st, and then just 2018 in general. So what it tells me, you have the key, which is an interesting, obviously interesting card for this. It's telling us that the important thing is there was some sort of fight or faction. There was fighting, and that was secret. And there was something shady, snaky, right? The number 12, you see it's a snake. There was a snake involved in this secret faction, okay? And there's money involved. There's some sort of money involved behind the scenes that's going to probably come to notice, okay? So I think we'll find out more about what really motivated this in 2018. But for now, it's not telling me what I think is significant, again, is that things stay as they are, but in 2018 we'll find out more, because it has, the Knight of Cups is a message, an invitation from this. To me, I really get the feeling that the key here is that there's a secret deal with the person who's a snake. And we know that most people in this administration are snakes. So I don't feel that anything is going to get done. I don't see any major resolutions here in 2018. Obviously, it's just 3 cards, but it's just confirming to us that I think things are going to stay as they are. It's just that we are in this kind of crazy moment, okay? And maybe, who knows, that's what I feel, that there's going to be some sort of legal motion that's going to put this to stop, okay? And it's either a revelation, because it's news, there's news. So either a revelation about something about them as people, something about the guy. I have to do a reading on Ajay, I think his name is. Something may come out about him, something legal, or that happened before, because he's a lawyer too. Okay, so either something's going to come out, or somebody's suing them now to make it stop. So they're going to have to leave it, like, to not touch anything. Okay, so that's that. That's net neutrality. And as far as it looks, to me, it looks like it's not going to. They're not going to be able to repeal it like they wanted. There's just too much public pressure. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.